April 23rd, and here we are for another episode of 330 to Go Sports Talk Show with me, your host, Matt McGall, bringing you all the live, up-to-date information that I have leading into this April 23rd. All right, so I'm going to drop a little comment in here, guys. Good morning, as always. Did anybody actually get to watch the Cavs game? Did anybody actually get to see it? Okay, so normally I'm going to jump in and we're going to get to high school sports, but I'm just coming right out the gate with it. This is my whole day yesterday was preference around the idea that I'm going to watch the Cavs playoff game. Okay, so I get home, okay, doing the normal parent thing, running around, picking up kids, doing all that. Come home, have to mow the yard. Okay, I don't know about anybody else. Does anybody else notice this grass is not normal? Grass that is growing right now in April is not normal. This stuff is growing at an alarming rate. I can't keep it cut. Absolutely can't keep it cut. So it's taking me a lot longer. You got to catch it. So I come home and I'm like, let me get my mowing out of the way. And I'm going to be hopefully done before the Cavs start, at worst, end of first quarter. So I bust butt. I get through. I'm mowing. I'm hoofing. I've got blisters. I don't know if you can see them. There's one. These are dainty hands. Okay. There's not a lot of work ethic that goes into these hands, but I've got blisters galore. Okay. So I should have worn gloves. So long story, trying to shorten it up. I get in, jump right to the TV. I see the Sixers Knicks game. I'm looking. Oh, okay. Cavs are on NBA TV. This is great. Guess what I get met with? Okay. You guys know it. Everyone else got to see it. This stupid phrase. This program's blocked in your area. Why? Why is this blocked in my area? First of all, we're in the playoffs. Okay, we're talking playoffs. Don't make me start just rambling off about it. But what? Why? What do you mean I'm blocked out? I could care less. That is ridiculous. If it's on NBA TV and I'm paying for it, it should be on there. Now, yes, I have YouTube TV. That's my streaming device. I don't pay for Bally's or however you say it. Haven't all year. You've heard me complaining about on here numerous times. Usually you just have to go and like bootleg pirate stream it. I don't want to be that. I want to be an upstanding citizen. I want to pay my bills, be able to watch my television, watch any games, and especially when you get to the playoffs. No, we're going to put the Cavs and the Magic, who is like the redheaded stepchild of the series right now because they're getting absolutely no coverage. No ESPN, no ABC, no TNT, because I hate to tell you, and this is why I'm mad, it's going to happen again on Thursday. Do you guys know that? Like, get ready for it, like the eclipse. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. Is the moon going to interline with the sun? I'm not sure what's going to happen, but what I can tell you is the next game is on NBA TV again. So you better figure out how you're going to be able to see the game. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do it. I'm not sure what that was that just posted. Read the comments of that post. And so let me finish how it goes. So I sit down, and what they're referring to is 330 had just put up. Read the comments on that post. 100%. That post was dead on. So I watched the Knicks 76ers game. We'll get to that. There's a lot to break down on that game too, which you're going to get that because I can't do it with the Cavs because I'm reading the box score. I'm literally like I feel like it's 1980 and I'm just scrolling on my iPhone in 1980. That sounded stupid, but it's like waking up to the next day and going to the newspaper and reading the box scores and trying to piece together what you thought happened. Because what's even worse is you couldn't even really listen to the game. You had to pay for that as well. So they just completely blocked you out of the Cats. Like, nobody wants in Cleveland for us to watch this. I don't understand why. I really don't. I mean, could it be a good series? I thought at the beginning, Magic's a little bit younger. We're going to see when they return to Orlando because Cavs are up 2. They pick up. It was like the exact same game. It was like this. If you saw game 1, it looked like game 2. So the Cavs pick up an easy win in that sense. Mitchell looks somewhat healthy from what I saw in, the ESPN this morning watching television. That's where I got to catch up on the Cavs. He looked pretty good moving out there real well. But someone please explain to me again why in the playoffs. I understand the regular season, but in the playoffs, every game should be televised. Every game. I'm sorry. There's no excuse whatsoever. And especially if it's on an NBA TV and I pay for that, why does it get blacked out for me? Because I don't have Bally's or Bailey. How do you say it? I don't even want to say their name right. That's how angry I am with them. Usually I'll start foaming at the mouth when I'm this angry. And it annoyed me because all day I busted my butt catching, a half an acre of grass because, I've got to be like Ned Flanders and make my yard look absolutely perfect. Okay. And then I'm going to run in, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to heat up my dinner, I'm going to watch the cast. Nope, that didn't happen. No, I'm sitting there surfing, wondering and questioning. So then I lead into our Facebook post. So we come out, we make a post, and that comment section, holy cow. If you guys are bored and you need a little stinker tinker time, I'm telling you, go back and read that. It gets very entertaining in there. Cannot understand at all, again, why we didn't get to watch it. Corey Nickel, let's see here. What do we have? Ken Rector retires after 25 seasons as Barberton's basketball coach. With basketball. Oh, is this girls basketball? With 349 wins, Rector led the Barberton Magic girls for the past 5 seasons. He stepped down as the Magic's athletic boys coach in 2006 with 314 wins in 20 seasons. Corey, can we get him? Can you get us some contact information? Would love to interview him. I think Coach Rector's deserved that opportunity. So love that play. Love that plug. So give me the information. Let's get an interview set up. Let's talk about what that whole 5 years looks like. But that was commendable. Congratulations. That's impressive. That's very impressive to be able to do 25 seasons period. I can't even count to 25. So congrats to Coach from Barberton being able to do that. So let's get going here on some scores ticking across. All right. So I'm going to run them across the bottom. We're going to read through these, and then we are going to move on and talk a little bit more NBA because I want to talk basketball. We didn't get to do it at the Cavs. If you guys haven't caught my brain at the beginning, that's exactly where I was at. Very annoyed, very flustered. So bear with me as I probably, because I'm so worked up, I'll probably butcher a few of these high school sports. That I'm about to read off. St. Vincent St. Mary, a 7-5 win over Cardinal Mooney. CVCA 1-0 win over Manchester. Barberton picks up a 2-0 win over Cuyahoga Falls. Revere beats Kent Roosevelt 4-2. Ravenna, high scoring game there. There was no problems with everybody moving around the bases. The quarter definitely went in the merry-go-round as Ravenna wins 18-11 over Coventry. Field, a 7-3 winner over Streetsboro, and Nordonia wraps up the boys' side of action with a 16-6 win over Hudson. Over on the girls' side of the plate, softball, Cuyahoga Falls girls beats Copley Indians 2-1. Dalton, a 7-0 win over Chippewa. Perry down there in Stark County, 6-4 win over Louisville. Manchester beats CVCA 11-1, and Cloverleaf rounds it out, beating Streetsboro 8-6. Over on the lacrosse side of things, lacrosse. I'm starting to throw some more high school sports on here, guys. We've got to liven it up. We can't just always talk, softball, baseball, and all that. So got to share the love. Lacrosse boys, Hoover beats Wadsworth 18-8. Highland 13-6 over Revere. GlenOak 7-6 over Orange. Southeast beats Kirkland 16-6, and Hudson beats Milford 16-12. So if anybody's never seen lacrosse, I really challenge you to go watch it. The boys' side, it's amazing. They just give them a stick and then they're allowed to just go beat each other with the stick, slapping. I mean, it's an intense, fun football meets soccer meets. It's just this. There's a lot that goes into it, and you would think it's just flipping a ball around between, cradling. That cradling, that's what it's called. If you don't know how to cradle, if you've never played lacrosse, you don't know how to cradle. Okay, that's first and foremost. I've never seen anybody just pick it up and it's this motion and it keeps the ball inside the net. And the boys and the girls lacrosse sticks are different. The girls' net's not as deep. The boys has a little bit deeper of a pocket because there's a little bit more contact on the boys' side. But over on the girls' side in the high school sports, lacrosse, Hoover beats GlenOak 14-1. Canfield beats Green 18-3. Stow, Lady Bulldogs beat Hawken 12-9. Worcester takes out Lake 12-8. And Walsh beats Western Reserve 11-6. And that wraps up high school sports in your guys' area. If anybody else has anything else, like we had already had this morning from Corey, passing along the Barberton Magic's information, guys, please do that, okay? While you're here right now, like, subscribe, do all the above, please. If you guys have listened this long to me rambling on about how I'm upset about the Cavs, give me a little bit of love. It's kind of like your way of tipping me, all right? So I'm not going to sit there with my hat out. My tip is give me a like, okay? So judging by the 4 that we have right now, I got 4 people who liked what I had to say, so I appreciate that, guys. No hockey, just no hockey. Now, girl, if it was high school hockey, that's perfectly fine, but I'm not going to disappoint because I am going to talk a little bit of hockey. It's funny you say that. It's like you just read my mind. Hockey, the only thing I'm going to mention about hockey is that anybody catch what is going on in New York. New York hits a trifecta last night. We're going to talk hockey. We're going to talk baseball. We're going to talk basketball. And it was just a complete mess at every level. Like, what is going on? With the New York Islanders, they're up. They end up losing 5-3. They come back, complete debacle over there on the ice with the New York Islanders. They had the game, they lose it, they butcher it, and it's like, okay, well, it stinks for New York because New York, the fan base there is a different fan base. All right, just like anywhere. Cleveland, we're nuts. Okay, we'll throw beer bottles at you. All right, but New York, wow, they will turn on their own in a matter of seconds. Okay, so in hockey, they're passionate in New York about hockey. So the Islanders lose 3. It was 3-5. Okay, they lose to the Carolina Hurricanes. I was thinking of exact score. So the Hurricanes come back, they edge it out, and you're thinking, man, there's New York going to be complaining, whining, crying. That's not necessarily the case. What ends up happening, though, over on the baseball side of things is where I think it gets classic. If anybody hasn't caught this, I'm going to show this video, and pretty much what it happens here is Boone, the manager for the Yankees. We're talking the first batter. The first batter comes to the plate. There's a check swing. The umpire behind the plate gives the call down to first. Hey, did you see him go through? And there's, discrepancy, bad call. Boone, the manager for the Yankees, makes a comment like we all do. Okay. Just a little jab at the umpire behind. The umpire kind of warns him and says, hey, zip it. Shut up. Enough's enough. All right. Stop talking. So Boone does. Now in this video, you're going to see Boone's just standing there, just chomping on his gum. At one point, when my boy looks down, I swear he's checking his nails. Like he's like, do I need to get over to somewhere to get a pedicure? And he gets ran. Okay, so take a watch on this. There's no sound, but here it is, and I did the play-by-play. There's Boone right there checking out, chomping on that gum. You see him look over at the umpire. Let me check out these nails, and boom, you just got tossed. And now he loses his mind. Look at him. He is screaming, yelling, all the above. And actually, just before I don't want to go too far, the best part is the culprit of all this is right there. See that guy right there in the blue? That guy back there is the guy that actually said something. He paid his ticket. He paid a lot for his ticket because he's sitting right behind the dugout, and he heckled, and they ran Boone right out. Now, if you watch the rest of the reaction of Boone, he goes into like he just chugged a Red Bull. He is completely worked up, hands are to the side. He's telling him, he's very adamant. I didn't say a peep. I didn't say a word. But what I can tell you is go watch this audio. He says enough right here to get thrown out. So if he didn't get thrown out for saying nothing, he definitely got his money's worth right here because he called this umpire about 9 different versions of an idiot. And it was absolutely classic to watch. So then the umpire comes out, and this is the umpire's statement. He says, apparently what he said was there was a fan right above the dugout, the one that I just pointed at you. This isn't my first ejection. Okay, cool. Because I really was wondering if you've never thrown anybody else out of a game before. Yes, you have. My God. Okay, so it's not his first ejection. In the entirety of his career, I have never ejected a player or a manager for something a fan has said. Yeah, you did, bud. Okay, Hunter, you better come around to that feeling right now, okay? Because you very much have. And here's how he finishes up the rest of the statement. I understand that's going to be a part of the story or something like that because that's what Aaron was portraying. So what this umpire is trying to do right now is he's trying to turn it into a he said, she said. Well, I don't know if he quite said anything. I think it was, I wouldn't have thrown him out because of a fan. Yeah, you did, bud. And he finishes up the statement. I heard something. Now he kind of edits it a little bit. I heard something come from the far end of the dugout. So now he's going to the complete other end of the dugout. Now we know for certainty that the Boone's standing right by the closest proximity to Hunter. The Hunter is the umpire. How Hunter heard all the way. Have you ever seen a Major League Baseball dugout? That thing's like 500 yards down at the other end. It runs the whole side of the first baseline or third baseline. It's a long dugout is what I'm saying. He's saying he heard all the way at the other end, but realistically, that guy that just belittled you was a fan sitting in the first row right behind the dugout. But he hears something down at the end of the dugout, had nothing to do with his area, but he's the manager of the Yankees, so he's the one who has to go. So he kind of backtracks back and says, I screwed up, but I didn't. But someone made my feelings hurt, and they had to go. And because he went, the A's end up pulling out a 2-0 win over the Yankees. So the Yankees lose again. So that's always good news. Running more scores across the bottom. Phillies beat the Reds 7-0 behind Suarez, the pitcher for the Phillies, pitches a shutout. The Pirates 4-2 win over the Brewers. Tigers 7-1 winner over the Rays. The Braves behind Bryce Elder pitching a gem 3-0 over the Marlins. The Twins a 7-0 winner over the White Sox. Blue Jays 5-3 over the Royals. Cardinals beat the Diamondbacks 5-3. Gorman has a walk-off in the 9th for the Cards, which catapults them up. The Padres, a 3-1 winner over the Rockies. Orioles move into first in the AL East because the Yanks take an L. They get a win, a 4-2 victory over the Angels, and they are 10 wins of their last 13. The Orioles, 10 of 13. That's impressive. Very impressive. Giants, 5-2 winner over the Mets. And then your Guardians were off yesterday, but they're back tonight, 6-10. Back on the bump is Ben Lively, 0-1 this year. Let's take a look right now at the AL standings as you guys see them right there. Baltimore moves back up to the top, one game up on the Yankees right now. Cleveland still sitting on top of the Central. So, wow, I don't think anybody would have saw that whatsoever, but you get the Red Sox who are teetering right there at the 3 seed in the AL East. So hopefully, Cleveland can pick up another couple. Well, just win the series. Just win the series, and it'll be a fun year. And then at the bottom, the Texas Rangers. You see, I'm still worked up about not seeing the Cavs last night. And the Rangers are sitting at top of the AL West. Over on the NL side of things, let's take a quick little look. And there you have it. The Braves sitting at top on the East. The Brewers in the middle. Tight little race going on there. Everybody, for the most part, it's within like 3-4 games there in the Central. I think at the end of things, you're going to probably see the Cubs. I like the Cubs there for some reason in the Central. And down there in the West, I think we talked about at the beginning of the year when we were starting to talk a little bit more Major League Baseball. That's going to be very interesting between the Dodgers and the Padres, both sitting there with 13 wins, but the Dodgers right now on top in the West. Moving along into some other news. So, trifecta with the New York. We see what happened with the Islanders. We see the debacle with the Yankees, and with the Knicks, there was very much a debacle going on there as well. The 76ers should have completely won this game. They did not. Here is the closing seconds, as you guys can see. And let's kind of breaking this down. There's the DiVincenzo kid, kicks it out to Jalen Brunson, who hits this 3. This ball bounces up. Take a look at that. As that ball bounces up right there, I'm watching this in live. Hang on for a sec. I'm just struggle busting it here again. So how this ball goes in, as I'm slowly scrubbing this back. I can't believe this thing. It goes up and just barely the net moves. Now the inbound right here, this should have been a timeout, plain and simple. They should have called. But they throw it over to Maxey, and Maxey falls to the ground, doesn't get the call, but I have no idea what this kid is thinking at that point. Did he think he was going to push the ball through the legs of the defender? It doesn't. They get it. Ball gets swung around. DiVincenzo takes the three from the elbow, misses it. They kick it back out after the rebound. Havenstein, who that's really honestly the MVP to me. Let's take a look at it again as we go through. Havenstein, when he gets this rebound and kicks it back out to DiVincenzo for the second three, watch how DiVincenzo is just sitting there at the top of the key, ready to shoot. I mean, that was impressive to me, how he misses the three from the elbow, which is coming up right here after Maxey tries to roll through Hart's legs. There it is. Here's your elbow three, misses that. Havenstein, great hustle play, kicks it out. Look at how he's sitting there waiting. Boom, nothing but net. And New York is back. Could you imagine what the Mecca sounded like at that point? Absolutely crazy. People losing their minds. And why would we not show a shot of Ben Stiller losing his mind? Okay, because nothing screams New York quite like Ben Stiller. Where's Spike? Why is Spike not like just at the half court, just losing his mind? No, we're going to show Ben Stiller, because, yeah, awesome. What in God's green earth was the 76ers doing? Something's happened since March Madness where basketball's just gotten completely ridiculous, okay? To lead into where my mind's at, I also, AAU. You guys have heard me go on these AAU rants. I went to an AAU this weekend, and it was like that. The end of games, it's amazing how nobody has any clock management, has any idea what's going on with time management, the clock, when to take a timeout. Brunson hits that three and it bounces in. Okay, not the end of the world. They're up. They're up at that point. They're perfectly fine. The game is still very winnable. Let's get to the free throw line. Let's inbound the ball. I don't know what Maxey was doing there, but when he falls to the ground, they still had a timeout. So you could have called a timeout after you made it, set your play up, move the ball up to like almost half court. Or once he fell to the ground, call the timeout. Or here we go. Let's just keep coming up with more scenarios besides the one that we chose to do. Hold on to the ball and go to jump ball. Okay, yeah. Who's over there at that point that's going to out jump? You got Brunson over there, I believe. I think Hart was over there. Those are the same size as Maxey. Know your time. Take your chance. Hold on to the ball. Make it go a jump ball. No, I'm going to try to roll it between somebody's legs like, I'm in middle school, and that's going to work out. To me, it's just a bonehead play in the NBA playoffs that you just can't have. And that's where Philadelphia just completely falls to the wayside with, you want to believe they're an NBA contenders, but they're not. The Knicks, no lie, as I was watching that game before they were losing, I'm thinking to myself, who matches up with Boston? Because what they're going to do with the Cavs is they're going to hype the Cavs up like we're going to knock out Boston. And that's not going to happen. We're playing I think the biggest pretender-ish in the NBA playoffs on the East side with the Magics. I can't believe the Magic, for one, are in the playoffs. I really can't. It's kind of like how the Thunder got the number 1 seed in the West. Like, what's going on here? There's just something weird about that. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But they're going to hype up the Cavs like the Cavs are going to take out Boston. But legit matching up, the Knicks really match up really well with Boston. They kind of remind me of how Boston was built within the last 2 years before Porzingis came on. So I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening with it, but I like the Knicks. I hate to say it, and I think they're back. And as I'm watching that game, I'm like, man, the Mecca's just got to be rocking. How awesome is this? We're in the NBA playoffs, and we got the 76ers and the Knicks. It just feels very old school. It's a little chippy. They're going back at it. I fully anticipate the 76ers to turn this series around and make it go 7. The only thing I didn't like about last night, as watching some of it, was Joel Embiid had his head down. Everything he was saying is exactly what you're supposed to say with your head up. I'm sorry. You're the leader of my team and you got your head down. That's not a good look. It's just not. The guys in that locker room need to know that our big dog is not backing down. He's ready to go. He's mad. Referees were the hot topic, and that's what Embiid was mad about. He just didn't understand how they weren't getting any calls. And that's also seems like what happened over in the Lakers. Okay. Rough night for the Stripes. I might have to get the referee shirt back out. Okay. Maybe I should get it back out and wear it so the referees get it right. So LeBron James, though, turning back the hands of time. Okay. And I was teasing, I was texting someone right at the beginning. I said, LeBron's out here taking charges like he never did in his 20s. LeBron took charges back in the day. There's no doubt. I think his defense doesn't get enough hype. Here's another play. This guy is 39 years old. How in God's green earth is he doing this at 39? Take a watch of this. Look at Jamal Murray. This just gets, look at this block. My goodness. And just the stare down. Just LeBron being LeBron. LeBron is going to try to do anything and everything he can. That Lakers team has a lot of names and they are built horrible. They're built absolutely horrible. Russell can be a game changer. We know Reeves can. Anthony Davis, I don't know why. I'm not sold. And it just makes me wonder, why did LeBron ever even leave Cleveland the second time? Why? Why did he have to go to the Lakers to build a league? I mean, he got another championship, so you add that on there, and that's great. That was in the bubble. People can sit here and say whether or not it's true. We don't know. Okay. I don't know. I don't know why he had to go there. I just think that it wasn't that the pieces and parts in Cleveland look a lot better than what's going on out there in LA. And I'm not saying current, I'm even saying then. Kevin Love is down there in Miami, still playing decent playoff basketball. Just those Lakers, you're up multiple, like both games against Denver, they were up by 12, 15, and they lose. Like, that's how good Denver is just boring to watch, but I love watching them because they play great team concept basketball. That's why it's boring. Okay. Does that really constitute it boring by the standards of today's generation that watches the NBA? It's boring. Okay. Because there's no threes and there's no big dunks and all this stuff. But God, they're winning it again. The Nuggets, we're going to talk the playoffs. We're going to dissect every single one of these games that we can that is of interest. But at the end of the day, Jokic is going to be holding that trophy next to his ponies, riding around on his cart. I mean, that's where that guy's at. Joe says, boring wins. Timmy D and the Spurs were boring at times. Tim Duncan was. That guy could kiss the ball off the glass from the elbow like none other. I think great comparison, Joe. Great comparison. So, yeah, continue to watch boring basketball, right? Watch it tonight. So tonight we got the Suns and the Wolves taking on each other at 7:30. Minnesota is up 1-0 in that. I feel like the Suns are going to come back and tie this up 1-1 tonight. Over on the Indiana, my bad. The Pacers and Milwaukee go on at 8:30. Milwaukee is leading that right now 1-0. The Pacers just look like a team that didn't understand they were in the playoffs in the first half. They really, truly did it. But in that second half, they kind of tried to make a little bit of a push. Not necessarily. Didn't work out. It just didn't work out for him. So the Mavs and the Clippers are the late game at 10 p.m. And the Clippers, who just dismantled the Mavericks, talk about a team who didn't know who they were in the playoffs. They are up 1-0. So the Mavs looking to try to bounce things back. And I had said Friday. I don't know if I said Friday night earlier, but the Cavs will be taking on Orlando Thursday night. I just want to make sure I said that right. Hopefully, maybe I said Thursday, but make your preparations because this company, because they're offering two for ones, because this company right here is offering 2 for 1s at a 50% off. Great for your deal. Guess what? Why don't you let us all see it? Why don't you let us all watch it? Okay? Why don't you stop giving away 2 for 1s and just let everybody watch the Cavs? How about that, Bally's? That'd be great. I can't believe them. So annoying. So annoying. Ugh. Angry. Look at that. Just Bally's. So mad at them. Anybody else? I mean, because seriously, I mean, ugh. Look at me. I'm. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about. Ugh. Ugh. Share. What is that part? Is that Cher? Is that Cher? And is that Terry Hatcher? Is that who? Or is that who we're putting up there? Isn't that the girl that played in Superman? Sure is. Ugh. Enough of them. Moving on. Okay. We put up a post that said that it's draft week and the Browns don't have any needs. I don't know that. I just want to let everybody know that was not me. Okay. I think the Browns need a lot. All right. I don't want any credit for that post. Whoever said that, poo-poo platter. Here's what we need. Okay. Here's what we need. We need an offensive tackle. I'm sorry. You got Jedrick Wills on one side. You got Conklin. Dewani Jones. I think he's an anchor, but got to stay healthy. Having some had knee injuries in college, had them this year. So we don't really have healthy tackles. We've got to address that. So offensive line is a big, I would love to see some draft picks there. Definitely offensive tackle if we're really breaking into it. At the linebacking core, I think that's another need that we need there. We've made a few signings, and we'll get into this more on Thursday because the draft is Thursday night. We'll get more into it, but linebacker's another definite need that I kind of feel like we need. And on the defensive line, can never have enough. DNs are great. We've addressed that. We know we have Miles, but I'm always skeptical about the injury bug. So that D tackle position is another area. And really, guys, has anybody paid attention? We've lost all of our tight ends except for Njoku. And everyone's super excited because Njoku looked really, really good last year, but that's like the first year that Njoku's been healthy. Your backup is Atkins. Yeah. Not the diet, okay? Not asking you to go on a diet, Atkins, all right? Not the little protein shake. Not knocking the tight end Atkins, but Who? Why? No. We lost Harrison Bryant. That was nice to have him last year. That made it a 2 tight end sets really nice. So I see them potentially drafting a tight end. That's another big need that I've identified, and cornerback. And the reason I say cornerback is I know that we have some guys sitting out there that are solid. We have 3 legit corners, but they can't stay healthy. Newsome, you watch how injury prone he gets this year. Okay. And then you've got Emerson, who I think Emerson is the best of the bunch. And that's going against Ward. And we paid Ward as like a top 5 corner in the league, but does he stay healthy? No, he doesn't. So draft you some more corners. We're going to need some more people to back up. Quarterback's not an issue. Last year we went in with 2 quarterbacks and we learned our lesson. Boy, did we learn our lesson. So we got Jameis, we signed him, we signed Huntley, we still got DTR, and we've got the 6-year, let's not even, we got Deshaun Watson. We got my quarterback, Deshaun Watson. I'm just buying into that Deshaun because he's going to be the starting quarterback. So we got to get behind him. I'll wait to badmouth him week 6 of the season, and that's when I'll get into it as well. We're going to talk a little bit of mock drafts on Thursday. I don't want to bore everybody today with it because you got a whole week, whole 2-3 more days of listening to people talk about who can we take, this, that, and the other. And the Browns don't have a first-round pick. I'd love to be sitting around Thursday night and see, and there comes the Browns with the trade, That little bell chimes in and Roger Goodell comes out and he says, there's been a trade. And we're like, oh, Andrew Berry's God. Okay. Because that's the guy that's who all of our faith and our trust is in. Second round pick is our first pick right now, which I did think was kind of odd. We haven't really had second round picks since like 2001. So we're excited about a second round pick, and we really haven't had one since 2001. 330 says, needs come in and start right now. The Browns are no longer in that situation, which is great. We get a draft. We get the draft for depth for the first time in decades. I agree. Probably should have put that in parentheses under the post where you said we don't have any needs. Yes, we do. We need depth. We still need some depth there. So we have needs. I'm teasing. I'm trying to make nothing of nothing there pretty much. Also, speaking of nothing for nothing, Zach Wilson got traded to the Denver Broncos. Awesome. I don't know what that does for Zach Wilson's career out there with Sean Payton. I can only hope it can go up. But congratulations, Zach. You got out of New York, and you are now a Denver Bronco. Other news that I had kind of came out with a couple of weeks ago, the Browns were talking about updating their face mask. We talked about that. We showed you the picture. They got new white face mask. Oh my God, the world is ending. No one likes it. Everyone loves it. Guess what else they're talking about? They're going to have a third option. There's talk that there's going to be a third helmet. I want the helmet to be brown. Make it just look like a poop sickle. Okay. Just wear all brown on brown. Let's just do it for once. Just go dirty in the dog pound. Brown pants, brown jersey, brown helmet, orange face mask. Okay. Change it up. You want to put you people who want the elf, slap that little guy right on the side of that brown helmet. And I'm telling you right now, gangster. It'll be no different than when the Cavs put on that black uniform and Deshaun's going to be out there ripping off his sleeves because he's ready to throw for 6 touchdowns and just change the culture in Cleveland. There it is. So they are talking about adding in a third element to a helmet. I'm not sure what that's going to look like. I just thought to myself, back when here's another one where I used to play Madden and I'd create my own uniforms. Yeah, I would make a brown helmet because what else do we have? We got the white helmet, we got the orange, give us a brown one. I think it would look kind of interesting. I don't know. Theory of thought. So guys, get ready to turn on some Cavs on Thursday night. Figure out the way you're going to do it because the B word, the Bally's, they're not going to let you watch it again. So you got to figure it out. Someone send me a stream. Oh, there they are again. Anger. Somebody put down in the a comment somehow for us to watch it. Okay, has anybody got a way to? I know there's some bootleggers out there. All right, look at me like totally asking for people. Don't do that. Subscribe, follow the proper channels, pay for your subscriptions. But when you pay for a subscription and it's not offered and it doesn't show up, that is annoying. I don't pay for Bally's. I pay for YouTube. YouTube had it on NBA TV and it should have played. But no, Jerkopotamus Bally's blocked it out. Okay, so Thursday we're going to be back here. We're going to definitely be talking a lot of draft talk. We're going to get into it. Thinking that I might come up with something along like the top 5 picks of all times for the Browns. The good, the bad, and maybe the ugly, right? I know we've used that in the past. I know Mike Voorhees loves to use that phrase, the good, the bad, the ugly. So maybe we can find the good, the bad, the ugly in the draft. So if you are watching right now, do your homework between now and then so that when I come back here on Thursday, you guys can start ripping off 5 of your best Browns picks, which that might be, you might have to really Google. You might have to really dig into the archives. Only 5 horrible picks. I could rip 5. And number 1 is, I'm not giving you my number 1, Johnny Manziel. I'll tell you the story about that when that money sign, that guy, he's like Bally's. Okay. So Mike Junkin. I don't know what that means. Huh. Why is share? Why I am not correlating the share thing. Someone's going to have to explain it. And my producer keeps putting it up, and I'm not 1,000% sure why. Why is he trying to cheer me up? I'm not sure how Terry Hatcher comes into all this. All I'm thinking of is Superman. Okay, that's all I'm thinking about is that show she used to be on there with Kane. Wasn't that the Kane guy, the actor? So back tomorrow morning. You guys tune in. Check out Jess on the morning show. She does a great job. Why would you not want to start your Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 a.m. with Jess's smiling face as she brings you some of the finer points of Akron. She digs up some cool stuff that I have no clue what's going on. And then the weather, because we're spot on. We're spot on with the weather. We love to incite panic and pandemonium. There's tornadoes, and then everyone's like, "Oh, it wasn't that bad." Okay, we're trying. We're just trying to tell you that it's either going to be nice or rain. That's what we should just start saying. It's going to be nice. It's going to be bad. That's how I would give you the weather. So looks like it's nice outside. I'm looking out my window, and as you can see from the backdrop back there, Akron, beautiful sunrise coming up. Okay, why would you not get out? Try to find me in Akron. You probably don't know exactly where I'm sitting right now, but I am right on a hill in Akron. Very close to St. Vincent, St. Mary, right? Because St. V would just be like right about where I'm at. Okay. All right. Check out Jess, 7 a.m. And then come back with me Thursday morning, 9 a.m. when I talk sports, talk some more draft, probably be talking some NBA playoffs. Because like I said, if you check out those games tonight, be very interesting. And then also, there's the plug at the end, which nobody ever listens to. I am a realtor. Okay. Got any questions? Got any concerns? Want to know the value of your house? Give me a call. I will do whatever I can to maximize your profit and make you the most money I can. And if it's on the buying side, I'll do the most that I can to get you the best deal that you can have in this current market, which there's not a ton of inventory out there. Things are going quick. Things are going fast. So why waste your time? Call the realtor. Call me. Okay. Everyone knows a realtor, but you don't know me. So give me a call, Matt McGall. Information's always at the bottom. You guys can see it. Thursday morning, 9 a.m. back here. Till then, I'll see you guys. Be nice to each other in the comments. If you guys got anything going on in your guys' community, anything going on at those high school level with sports, send it to me. Okay. Love to plug it right here, right with that little ticker running across the bottom. Okay. Just like that little thing up there in the corner, that gorgeous guy with hair. Doesn't even look like me, right? No, not bald. All right, guys, I will see you back here Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Till then, have a great rest of the day.